This video will show you how to create a categorical variable from an interval level variable using SPSS. And the variable that we're going to use to illustrate this example is CWPM, and that is correct words read per minute. This variable, the range of scores, runs from 0 to about 75. And so we want to create categories so then we can create a variable that will allow us to assign each student a proficiency level. So the categories that we're going to create are 1, CWPT equals 0, and then a category for 1 to 19, 20 to 29, and 30 and above. So what we can do is go into transform, and we're going to recode into a different variable. And so we're going to select CWPM, and then I'm going to call that CWPM CAT for CWPM categorical, and I'll label it CWPMC or categories. Okay, and then we'll click on change. Now we click on old and new values because we're going to assign the values, the interval level values, to categories using ranges of values. So for the first category was 0, and we're going to assign that a 1. So that's category 1. Now the second was 1 through 19, and so we're going to click on range and put 1 through 19, and we're going to label that 2, and we're going to add that. And then the next category was 20 through 29, so we're going to click range again and put 20 through 29, and then we're going to call that category 3. And then finally the third category is 30 and above. So we're going to make that range 30 through, and I think the highest score is 75, so we'll put that at 75, and then we'll add that variable, and that's category 4, and then we'll continue, and then we'll go OK. Now when we toggle back to the SPSS spreadsheet, we can see that we now have our categories of variables. And again, so 1 stands for a 0, 2 stands for 1 to 19, a 3 stands for 20 to 29, and a 4 stands for above a 30. Now, one of the things we're going to want to do is we're going to want to label these categories. So we can go to variable view, and we can take our values and we can say, well, the first category, that was CWPM equals 0, and add. The second category, if you'll recall, was CWPM equals 2. Oh, I'm sorry, equals 1 to 19. And then our third category was CWPM equals 20 to 29. And then our fourth category was CWPM equals 30 and above. Whoop. Add. So now your variable's labeled, and what you can do is you can go up to can't move my, we can go to Analyze, Descriptives, and Frequencies, and then we can take that variable that we just created and we can go OK, and we can see how many are reading at 0, how many are reading between 1 and 19, how many have a score of 20 to 29 and 30 and above. So that's how you would create a categorical variable from an interval level variable using SPSS.